As promised, a reading from Heaven on Earth, now available on Amazon, as is The Devil's Workshop, the logo of which makes a rather nice t-shirt design, I thought, also available on Amazon. A reading from Heaven on Earth. He tried to relax as he walked. Mr. Bates had said that this was very important if he wants to get his memory back. Don't force it, he had said, just let it come. But Arthur Good had the niggling feeling that time was not on his side. On the edge of a small glade he saw a man sitting at a table, moving pieces of wood across a small board. He stood a distance away and watched the man. "Would you care to join me?" asked the man. Yes, stammered Arthur Good. "Do you play at all?" asked the man. Arthur Good stood at the table. Sorry, I'm suffering from memory loss. I don't really know what it is." He smiled politely. "Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope you find yourself again." The man was sincere. Arthur Good did not know how he knew this, but he knew. He felt he read it in the man's eyes, if that was at all possible. "I'll show you if you like. It's a very easy principle," the man offered. "Yes, I should like that very much," said Arthur Good. The gentleman, his name was Bert, had something called cancer, but apparently would not be in hospital for very long. "I'll be gone soon," he kept saying, "but I've had a good innings, so I can't complain." "You'll be glad to get out of here, I expect," Arthur pointed with his thumb on his shoulder at the red brick Victorian workhouse, which was now transformed into a hospital. The man looked confused at first and then said, "No, I shall even miss this place when I'm gone. I mean, it's all part of life, isn't it?" Now Arthur looked confused. They talked a little. Bert showed Arthur how to play chess. He explained that it's all a matter of strategy. "You have to put yourself in the place of each piece," he said, "to understand their value, you see. It gives you an incentive to look after them properly, not to let them get taken so easily. Every piece is a part of the game and is of equal value to the next. Some think that a pawn is worth less than the king." He came in closer. "But who upholds the king's reign?" "The humble pawn." He winked. "Maybe I was a great chess player." He looked doubtful at the amount of pieces that Bert had already collected. "Oh, or something similar," he said. "Game for the brain, chess is," said Bert. "Maybe it'll help to jog your memory." They played chess. Bert adorned Arthur with stories of his youth. Arthur would have liked to have done the same in return. Bert told of his love affairs and of the last one that ended in a 30-year marriage. His wife had apparently left him. Arthur Good wondered why. He seemed such a charming man. "I mean, passed away," Bert said, lining up the pieces for another game. "Passed away?" queried Arthur. "Yeah, gone to a better place," he replied. Arthur wasn't getting it. "She died 4 years ago, poor old thing. Got up to heaven." He leaned forward and grinned. "I hope. Don't know if my chances are as good." His grin widened and he winked again. Arthur was feeling uneasy with the subject for some reason. They returned to chess. Arthur was enjoying Bert's company. He would listen enthralled to his tales of having been a seaman. Yes, he was really getting to like Bert. Arthur kept up his appointments with Mr. Bates. He also kept a little book and wrote things down that seemed to be of importance. Some days he would take a walk through the grounds of the hospital. On other days he would play chess with Bert and stop now and again to write down some pieces of his wisdom. Bert seemed to have a way of charting his emotions, if not his memory. "Blimey," said Bert. "I've never seen anyone learn so fast. Maybe you really were a chess player." He sat back in the sun and smiled at Arthur. "Maybe I just have an excellent teacher," said Arthur. He smiled at Bert. Somehow he looked a little paler today, thought Arthur. Maybe it was just the sunlight. "When are you leaving exactly?" said Arthur. He was wondering what he would do all day without Bert. Bert smiled and pointed a thumb up to the sky. "You'll have to ask the big fella that one." He laughed. Arthur laughed too, even though he didn't really understand the joke. "He has his plan," Bert went on. "He makes his decisions. He's been at it long enough. He should know what he's doing, eh?" He smiled again. Days passed by and Arthur Good learned a great deal about chess from Bert. Sometimes they would walk around the hospital grounds together chatting. Bert would tell Arthur tales of his youth. Unfortunately, walking became too much for Bert, and so they ended up spending most of the time at the little table with the chessboard in the glade. A few days later, after an interesting hour with Mr. Bates, who said he would like to try hypnosis in the next session, Arthur paced the grounds looking for Bert. Strangely enough, he had not been in the glade. The table was there, but empty. He had inquired at reception, but he had only known Bert as Bert and they required a surname. Eventually, through Mr. Bates, he found the doctor in charge of Bert's ward. The doctor placed a hand on Arthur's arm. "I'm afraid Mr. Green is no longer with us," he explained. His glance fell to the floor. "Oh, what a shame," said Arthur. "I would have liked to have said goodbye." "Never mind. I should like to visit him when I come out. Would that be possible for you to give me his address?" Arthur smiled. I don't think you understand, Mr. Good," said the doctor. "I'm afraid Mr. Green has passed away." Arthur had a sinking feeling. "I don't understand. The doctor sighed. "Mr. Green died last night. He went in his sleep very peacefully." He paused. "I'm most terribly sorry." They were the same words he'd used about his wife. So he was dead, just like that, gone. "Oh dear," said Arthur Good. "Well, thank you, Doctor." He was feeling giddy. "Miss Good, are you feeling okay?" The doctor reached to steady Arthur. "Oh yes, I'm fine. I just a little." He fell into blackness. He woke in bed. He could not get past the thoughts about Bert. They raced around in his mind. He was experiencing a strange feeling. It was very, very unpleasant. He had had nothing and no one before Bert. There was Mr. Bates, of course, but that was different. He felt as if he were learning something with Bert, something that no one else could teach him. It was as if a hole had opened up within Arthur, which was swallowing him. "I do believe I'm sad," he said to himself.